Good morning, everyone. And this is a demo for Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services training. And hope you can see my screen, right? All of you can see my screen. Can anyone please confirm that?
Yes, we are able to
Yes.
see.
Okay. All right. So in this training, these are the this is the agenda for this demo session. I'll be discussing about IACS, an overview of IACS and IACS architecture, and how to get started with Informatica Cloud. And we'll discuss about how does a secure agent would work and Informatica cloud applications that includes data synchronization, data replication, role-based access levels. I'll discuss about all this. So the next one, so to get started, can you hear me? All of you can hear me, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. All right. So let me put it in a slide mode. Yeah, so to begin with, IACS security architecture, this security architecture, how does it work? So Informatica managed, if you look at this picture, you would understand that, Informatica is a multi-tenant repository, which is based on microservices. And microservices are, where you have different repositories that are hosted in the cloud. Like, you have metadata that is hosted in the cloud, and there is a managed cloud runtime secure agent and a process server. So I'll explain more about it. To give you an overview about this, how does it work? This is a platform. This is a service which is more on the lines of infrastructure platform as a service. So what does it mean is you have a repository which is hosted on Informatica cloud. Informatica cloud in the sense like you host your metadata. Like there are two types of systems. What we speak. I mean, what we get to hear a lot is on-premise and cloud. So on-premise, difference between on-premise and cloud is on-premise is within your organization, within your network where you can manage your data. Informatica Cloud is a microservices based multi-tenant repository where the metadata is hosted at the cloud. So for this architecture diagram that you see, the business data is exchanged through HTTPS protocol, and we have different cloud applications like Salesforce, or we have Workday, or we have LinkedIn, or any external source systems can be accessed through this HTTPS protocol. And if you look at this, the firewall is something which is customer managed. For example, if the organization is, let's say, Walmart in USA, right? And they have stores. They have stores across the United States, and they want to manage their own data. Still, that is possible with a secure agent, which is behind the firewall of the organization. So how does it work is Informatica Cloud exchange the data, like through HTTPS protocol. We connect to Informatica Cloud, and the data is managed internally within the firewall of the organization, and only the metadata gets stored in Informatica Cloud hosted repository. So design and administration is one thing here, and you have a metadata, and you also have a proxy, and we also have something like SAML provider. And there are different ways, where you get on-premise data, and you work with different applications. So from a user perspective, how do you log in? You have an identity, and you access a user. A user would access a URL through a web client, and he connects through the cloud. So that's about IACS architecture. So to give you an overview about from a tool perspective, how does it work is we have a repository, Informatica Cloud repository, and through internet we connect to the browser, and we perform administration, design, configuration, and maintenance through HTTPS protocol. And this is accessed through your internet, where you actually log in through the web browser, and you access the UI and you get started with the development. So any questions on this architecture from anyone? Okay.
Yeah.
So the firewall setup is based on the company organization, or it will be maintained by Informatica?
No, the firewall is maintained at the organization. I mean, the firewall, there is something called whitelisting, where we are supposed to do some IP addresses whitelisting. And this is something which is, they would provide a range of IP addresses. Informatica vendor would provide a range of IP addresses which are supposed to be whitelisted. And within the organization, they have to ensure that those IP range of addresses should be open for communication. So when I say firewall, right, the secure agent that we're going to install on the machine is acting as a firewall between your hosted metadata. I mean, like your own data. It can be your flat files. It can be your own database or anything. It can be hosted on a Windows machine or a Linux machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
So what you are trying to say here is just last question.
yeah.
So whatever the on-premises data and the cloud metadata to interact with those things, we'll use that firewall. If it is both
Yeah.
are in cloud, then again the same firewall will help us.
See, there are two agents. I'll explain you when I give you that the demo on the UI. I can explain you more on that. There are two
Yeah, sure.
hosted agents. One is Informatica hosted cloud. I mean Informatica hosted agent. The other one is a secure agent, which is your local agent, right?
Okay.
So I'll explain you that in a moment. So at an
Yeah,
architecture,
sure.
this is how it works. So I think you'll understand more when I get to the UI, right? I'll explain you that.
Yeah,
Give me a
sure.
moment.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the architecture at a repository side, this is how it works, where you have a machine, you access your, through your web browser. All you need is you need internet access to connect to the browser, and you need access to the repository. I mean, you need access to the cloud org. It's called org actually, organization. In shortcut, it is called org. So this is one more picture, what it takes, what it tells about your company and your secure agent. Secure agent is where you manage your data. You manage your entire cloud hosted agent, like your own data connecting through to Informatica hosted agent, and that's how the metadata gets exchanged. So giving an example here about Salesforce, or we speak about business data, like let's say about local files and databases. We exchange the metadata in this format, where the files would interact with your cloud secure agent, and you log in through a browser. So I'll just come back to this in a moment. I think I'll just open that UI so that you can understand this. So this is how it is. This is how Informatica Cloud UI looks. Where you have a toggle option. So this is a free license. I mean, this is a free trial account, and I have these services that are configured. I have a data integration, I have administrator, monitor, and operational insights. So if someone of you from a power center background, anyone of you from power center background here?
Yes, I'm
Yes, sir.
working on.
Okay, you are from power center background, so you would understand it more easy. So what it does is this is a cloud. This is a free trial account, and the moment I log in, let me show from the beginning. I'll just log out. Okay, and I log into this URL, which is like dm-us Informatica Cloud, and I just log in because I was able to register with a username and a password, so I can log in here. The moment I log in, I get different services as part of my free trial account. I get data integration, I get administrator, I get monitor and operational insights. So let me go one by one. So let's start with the administrator. Now administrator is a service. This is predominantly managed by an administrator, where he's going to set up the environment, where he's going to register uh, his org. Like there is something called organization. I'll just show you that in a moment. For example, this org name is Visualpath, right? This is a Visualpath org, and you have the data here. I mean, this is how it is. You have an environment type, number of employees, and this is authentication. You get all these default options, and there are different services. For example, if I click on licenses, as part of a free trial license, right? You get 30 days uh, free trial license, and you get some connectors. So what are connectors? I'll tell you that in a moment. So you get a lot of data integration advanced trial option, which is starting from this date and expires on so and so date. And we can do a SAML setup. SAML setup is nothing but a single sign-on. A single sign-on where you can integrate with your organization's LDAP directory, where you can enable a single sign-on, and directly you can log into the UI, and this can be done through your administrator. Your administrator will help you to set up this SAML authentication. And metering is again, this is more on the license metrics. So this would actually give you a limit of number of power center jobs per day, number of power center jobs, mapping jobs. So you have a lot of things here where they give you a defined limit, a predefined limit. Now settings is again, if you want to you want to do anything on the rolling upgrade behavior or scheduled auto restart after mini version upgrades. So this is again an option which is provided to the administrator. Now users is where I can create multiple users, right? As an admin, right? I can create multiple users with a access privilege. For example, if I click on add user, I can create a user, and I can actually give a mail ID, test user. For example, this is test user, and job title is, let's say, developer, and the phone number I can just give 1234567 some 10 digits number, test@gmail.com. Development team, this is how it works. And I can just create a user as dev-test. The mail would be triggered to this mail ID the moment I create this user, and I can assign a role here. I can assign a role of a designer, or I can assign a role of a deployer. We'll discuss more about it, in the user roles. But I'm not going to get into deep into this, because this is more at the admin side. And I can just click on save. The moment I click on save, a mail gets triggered to the user ID, and they need to activate the account. So that's about users. And similarly, we have user groups. User groups are the custom groups that we create in the organization. For example, if I click on group and I want to specify set of roles to a group, I can have different groups like development group, or testing group, testing team, and I can just assign some roles. For example, data integration task executor, designer, and I can execute. I can give designer, and there can be there can be an admin group. I can just provide an admin access to them. There can be a testing team. I can just provide monitor and operator access, because they don't need development access. Testing team, they just have to execute the job and document the unit test cases. Similarly, you have user roles. So what are user roles? Again, these are roles which are defined at a like you get default roles, and you can even add a custom role. When I click on add role, for example, I can just click on add role, and I can actually give some role here, and I can specify the role at a asset level. So we'll discuss more about it. What are assets and everything. We can drill down to data integration, or we can drill down to administrator. We can drill down to application integration. We can define different services, and you can actually select your user roles accordingly. So runtime environments, this is important. As an administrator, I need to make sure that my my machine has a runtime environment, which is, this is what I was talking about, Informatica Cloud Hosted Agent. And I also have a local agent. Now, how did I get this local agent? I click on the download secure agent. What does it do? When I click on download secure agent, right? When I click on download secure agent, it gives me two options where I can download the secure agent on a Windows platform or a Linux platform, right? And give me one moment. Yeah, Windows platform or Linux platform, I can just copy the install token also here. I just copy the install token and I can download it. The moment I download this gets downloaded into my local machine, and I can register this token so that I have my secure agent up and running. So if I click on the local agent, which I configured on this machine, I can see that the services are up and running, right? All the services are up and running, which are nothing but my data integration server, the common integration components, mass ingestion, and OI data collector. So these are the different services. So we'll discuss more about runtime environments. We'll interact with the secure agent. This is needed for creating connections. Now, for example, to create a flat file connection, right? To create a database connection or a flat file connection, I need to have my secure agent installed on my machine. Without a connection, I cannot talk to a file, or I cannot talk to a table. I mean, I cannot import a table, or I cannot do anything. So if I click on the connections, and let's say if I click on new connection, and let's say I have to configure a flat file connection. So for example, I just give the name as connection underscore flat file. This is a flat connection, and I have an option to choose a type here, where I can choose flat file or ODBC or Oracle or different types here, SQL Server. So this is, I'm creating a flat file connection. I select my secure agent group, which is nothing but my secure agent, the directory where I have installed my secure agent, right? So where did I install my secure agent? Like if I go to this machine, because this is installed on a different laptop, right? It is not pointing to this machine, but your secure agent can be on a different machine as well. It need not be on the same Windows or same laptop that you have. Now, for example, I just give this path here. For example, in C drive, okay, I go to ISCS, okay, and secure agent, right? Secure agent, and I can, for example, like I'll just give source files here. I can directly copy this location, and I can just click on this, and code page, I can just select something, and if I click on test connection, this is going to fail because this secure agent is not installed on this laptop. This is installed on a different laptop. Because I connected to a different laptop, it won't work, because the secure agent needs to communicate to that directory where I have my secure agent up and running. Okay, this connection failed. This is expected because this doesn't exist. So I'll just show you, how do you can download the secure agents. You can even download a secure agent. You can keep them up and running, and you can register multiple ways. So any questions so far on this? This is about administrator service, and we'll discuss. Yeah.
Shiva, can we do certain bigger things like creating repositories, creating domains, accessing server logs? Can we do all that via this?
No, if you are talking about a power center, where you create a domain, you create a repository. See, that is not the case here in ICS. Like you have a, like I'll just come to the data integration service. The data integration service, we create a project. You create a folder, and you get started with the development. We don't have to worry about a domain, or you don't have to worry about creating a repository, because this is a repository which is hosted at Informatica, hosted, like they have their own hosted services, right? So for example, I was talking about, your company and, Informatica Cloud. So Secure Agent is going to talk to Informatica Cloud and exchange the metadata. And this is where you just log into the UI. You don't worry about server configurations, or you don't worry about, client. For example, in case of Power Center, right? What you have to do, you need to download a zip file, and you need to install different client applications like repository manager. In case of Power Center, right? You have a client server connectivity. Now we don't need all that in Informatica Cloud. We don't need to have a client installed. You don't have to worry about server installation on your Windows machine. When I'm talking about your personal laptop, right? At the organization, it can be installed on a Linux machine or a Windows machine, but they provide you access, right? They provide you access to a domain. They provide you access with your user ID and password. Similarly, in cloud, we can register ourselves, and we can create our own. We can create our own repositories. We can create our own folders. So when I click on data integration, I click on new, right? So I get different assets here. These are called assets, which are are typically like divided into like mapping tasks or synchronization task or masking task, replication, Power Center, data transfer task. And integration, we have few things where we get some templates given by Informatica. And similarly in cleansing, we have some templates given in cleansing, and warehousing, we have also given some SAD type 1, type 2, type 3. So there are different templates given as well. And similarly in mappings, right? When you click on a mapping, this is equal to your Power Center mapping, but you have a different terms here. When we speak about sessions, right? You have a task flow, like we call a workflow in Power Center. We call task flows in cloud, where we can create a linear task flow, uh, a simple task flow, a parallel task with decision. So we have different types of task flows, and also components. Components are, the types that you would like to use for your common integration. Wherever there is a need, we have to use a common integration. So to go back and answer to your question, right? What we can do is, like if you go to explore page, right, you get a default project. So this is a default project. You get a default project, and you can actually create your own project. If you click on new project, and you can just name this project as, let's say, dev. Okay, this project name is dev, and you can create the project. If you navigate to your project, and you can create your own folders again. Let's say this is, let's say this project name is something like ODS. Just click on save. The folder gets created again, and if I just go back to this folder again, I can start working on creating mappings. For example, if I click on new mappings, click on mapping. Now, let me explain you about a simple mapping. If I click on the mapping here, I go to source. Give me one moment. Yeah, so if I click on the mapping here, I get a source and target. This is called a mapping canvas. Whatever you see here in this entire thing, this is called mapping canvas. So the mapping canvas, and these are the shapes. This is a source and this is a target. On the left hand side, you see this is called the transformation palette, where you get to work on different transformations. So we get limited number of transformations as part of the free trial account. So we can work on these transformations. So how does it work? In a source, for example, if I click on source, right? And I can actually create a connection, a database connection, because this machine, right? This machine can communicate to a database as well. So, but the secure agent is not running on this. A secure agent is on a different laptop. So I need a connection before I proceed with the mapping. So I have to do that, right? So any questions so far on this? Because this is, I'm just trying to explain a simple mapping here. Okay. If you have any questions, please stop me.
Shiva, are you going to cover application integration also?
No, application integration is going to be a different module. This is on data integration. Cloud
No,
data
in
integration.
this course, you are going to cover just.
In this course, we'll cover only data integration, not application integration. So this is going to be completely data integration. Application integration will be covered in a different module. I mean, different batch, because I don't want to mix up two things here. We have, you know, extensive course curriculum for data integration, so which will be covered in detail here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Shiva. Just
Yeah.
as you said, like when we are working on real time, so the power center, they will give the credentials with the minimal host details and the port number. Just we will configure on that. Okay, is it the same case when we are going for the secure agent? Every time, it's a one-time effort, but still we do the secure agent also configuration at the first time.
Yeah. See, let me explain you the process. You know, like it's simple actually. I'll just tell you, because you know, to enable a free trial account, what you have to do is just go to Google and just type Informatica Cloud free trial. Okay, Informatica Cloud free trial, and you need to go to the Informatica site. Okay.
Okay.
You go to your Informatica site, and you have to like, for example, right, this is where it is, Informatica Cloud integration. Click on free trial. There are two parts of it. You know, one is cloud data integration, other one is application integration, which is called CDI and CIA, cloud application integration and cloud data integration. So we are discussing about cloud data integration. So you have to provide your name. So for example, I just provide, you know, the names here, like test, okay, and your job title is developer. Your work mail can be your mail ID, test@gmail.com. You can choose to, you know, just select, use your email address as your username, and you can select your user role as a developer again. Phone number, you can give it anything randomly, that doesn't matter. And our name, you can just provide your anything, you know, just put like freelancer, or you want to just put like something like, you know, your own company. Do not do that. Do not give your own company name, but just give some name randomly, something like, you know, anything, you know, just give some freelancing or something like that. That doesn't matter actually. And you know, country, you can choose India or whatever country that you are in right now. Again, you can choose your state, and you know, you can choose, let's say I choose Telangana, and you know, I choose Hyderabad, and you know, the postal code, let's say I just give 50001, and I can choose a data center location by default. Click on yes, yes, and start your free trial. A mail would be triggered to your account, and you can activate your free trial account. Okay, you can activate your free trial account, and once you activate your account, you get a prompt to change your password on your first login, and the mail gets triggered to the mail ID that you give here. It should be a valid mail ID. Okay, and you can get started the moment you have that, and you know, you can just come back here again, you know, and you get data integration. I mean, you get administrator, and you know, you can actually start downloading your secure agent. Okay, and what you can do is, I can even do that on this machine as well. I'll just show you.
Yeah. Sorry for stopping you, Shiva. My question, even I gave a trial, downloading the secure agent. I access the free trial also for the R&D and all. So we do the same thing. Do we really configure the secure agent in our real time?
In real time, you don't do it on your own laptop. In real time, how it goes is you have you have a Windows server given to your administrator, right? He does it for you, and he would provide you access to the URL at
It
whatever the URL that you have.
will- yeah,
Let's say this is
the
dev
server
environment.
details. Okay, got it.
You got it, right?
My second question is so are you going to cover all these I see now organizations are moving from Power Center to ICS. So all the existing mappings, workflows and all. So they want to convert we want to pull all those into the ICS. So are you going to cover all those like from the Power Center taking XML file and converting into these ICS mappings and all?
Yeah, that is one part of the task here, because that's not exactly we are going to discuss about a migration project, but I'm going to discuss about a Power Center task where you import a Power Center workflow and you can run it as a cloud integration task. So I'm going to discuss
Okay.
about XML too, because the entire data or this metadata gets stored in a JSON format in Informatica Cloud. So I'll explain
Okay.
about Power Center task here, not completely into a migration project, because migration project is a different subject area altogether, right? And you have a lot of things there where it may be compatible or may not be compatible with the XML code, because the code that gets created in Power Center gets exported in an XML format, and that
Correct.
gets imported in IACS as a JSON format. So we're
Okay.
going to discuss about the Power Center tasks here in the training, right?
Okay.
And yeah,
You are not going to cover this migration related because my intention of joining this course is because I am the Power Center developer. Okay.
okay.
Now we are moving into the this direction, IICS direction. So existing things needs to be taken care, and whatever the glitches we are going to get, so
Yeah,
that we need to rectify and all. So if you
yeah,
can cover
that's
those,
perfectly fine for you, because see, you are from Power Center background. It is going to be very easy for you to learn Informatica Cloud, because you need to understand the what do you call the underlying you know about it, right? How does Power Center works? You can always correlate with the cloud, and even if it is a migration project, right, you can understand the components here. You can understand how the metadata behaves here, and you can understand how do we create mappings, how do we create mapping tasks, how do we create a task flow, how do you execute a job. And that is important for you to even to design. When you click on design, right, when you click on design, you get shapes here. In Power Center, you do a drag and drop, so you get a default shape here, and you can even select let's say you have different transformations. You understand all this. If you just understand, you just click on this arrange all, you get a source, you get an expression, you get a target. So you get to understand a lot of things here, and how to do things, how to create a connection, how do you import an a file or a table, and how do you choose different options. You can compare with Power Center, and you can ask a lot of questions. Even I'm from Power Center background, right? So I had a lot of things in the beginning, but when I started working on Informatica Cloud, this looks pretty easy to me, because I don't have to worry about connecting to a client and checking the connectivity. I don't have to worry about database things, because see, it's like a service, right? It's a service. It's on, everything is on internet. You can access it anywhere. All you have to do is you just need to access. You just need to provide. You need to have a right access to the platform, this UI. So yeah, in interest of time, I'll just go back to the slide deck again, and we were discussing about this, and advantages. What are the advantages of Informatica Cloud? So it's an on-demand description service. On-demand subscription service that provides a complete platform for cloud integration and data management. You can provide. It's actually, it would provide you ability to create connections. You can create users, schedule. You can run schedules, monitor tasks. And what are the advantages? The reason why companies are moving from Power Center to cloud are because of the cost or rapid development, and because of changing needs. You don't have to manage 10 different things. Like you have to manage infrastructure. You need to manage. You need to be in touch with the other cross-functional teams. You do a lot of things, right? So these are some advantages, like where you have a security connectivity, because when I was talking about security, right? So this is how it is, where you have a firewall, like the secure agent that is running on my machine, or the secure agent that is configured on this laptop, is actually which is controlled by me. And this is an Informatica cloud hosted agent. It's an Informatica cloud hosted agent, but this is my local agent. I have installed my local agent with my host name, which is my desktop. This is my desktop, and this is my platform. And those are the advantages and the components. If we see that Informatica cloud or hosting facility, and we have a runtime environment and an agent. So we just spoke about it. And again, when we speak about runtime and agent, right? We get a different, to understand what is a runtime environment or runtime agent. So this is contains, that it would run the Informatica cloud task, and it is responsible for running the task configured in cloud. So agent is something, but it's a program, where you, if I go back to the agent here, right? If I just click on this agent and I click on edit to just show you what are the components at different services. So if you look at this, there are different properties within the agents, where you have a Tomcat service, and you have some default properties given, and you can even do a custom property. Custom configuration can also be done. A data integration server, and type and subtype and everything. You can do a lot of things here, right? So that's about an agent. And you can use a hosted agent to run your task if you have the cloud runtime license, which means that if you have a cloud runtime license, you can, it depends on the license that you get from your company. So this is a kind of a communication integration service, what you call integration service in Power Center, right? You have an integration service which is controlled within your organization. And to get started, what you have to do, we have to enable a free trial account. You have to register yourself, and you can enable a free trial account, the similar lines what I've shown you, and you can actually get enabled. And once you get activate your account, your free trial account is going to start, and you can install your secure agent and the secure agent groups. You can do a lot of things, and you can download and configure the connectors. So how does it work? The secure agent communicates to Informatica through HTTPS protocol, as I've told you, right? And this is where the information gets exchanged in an encrypted format, because it is not holding your actual data. It holds only the metadata. And data transfer happens directly from the source system to target system, and it is not staged in Informatica cloud. So it is helping us to manage our own environment, our own data. And you can even connect to external systems like Salesforce, or you can do other configurations which are hosted on cloud through connectors. So
Okay.
for example,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry for stopping you. Because as part of this course, other than using the flat file and the this one,
Mm-hmm.
any JSON? Hello.
Yeah. Tell me. I think I
Are
lost
you
you in between.
JSON or the Salesforce other connectivities, or are you going to show in this training period?
Yeah, we'll discuss mostly on the flat files, and I have an Oracle instance up and running on my laptop, so I can explain you on the Oracle and files that will be covered mostly in this training. And Salesforce, yeah, will enable a free trial account, and we can also do a couple of tasks on the Salesforce as well.
Okay.
What is the
But
duration of
not
this
predominantly
course?
on Salesforce. Sorry.
What is the duration for this data integration course?
I'm actually planning to complete it in 24 hours of duration.
24 hours.
Yeah. It may be, here and there, but again, 24 hours is what I planned for this entire course duration. And, this is going to cover all the topics. That includes working on different transformations, working on different task flows, different mappings, and, different components in IACS. Like we have a
Okay.
data synchronization. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to give the explanation on REST APIs integration?
REST APIs is a part of the cloud application integration. So that is a different module. REST APIs and, working on different processes and, kind of like, we have different processes and, app connectors, service connectors. That's a different module. So we'll initially we'll start with Informatica data integration and different module. It's a different thing altogether for REST APIs.
Okay. Here, at least JSON files.
Yeah. JSON files, I'll cover the JSON files as well. Yeah, that will be covered in the training. I think I have the course content, I'll just a minute. I'll just, bring up the course content in a moment. Just a minute.
Are you going to explain like admin activities from this IICS?
Admin activities, I'll explain, as I've told you, right, this is more on the development module. Admin
Because of we
activities
are
are not
working as
going to
an
be
Informatica
complete.
administrator.
Sorry?
Actually, I'm working as an Informatica administrator. That's what I joined this demo
Okay.
class.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, see, if the time permits, definitely we'll cover the admin topics as well, but limited, not completely, but limited topics. I can discuss that.
Okay.
Just a minute, I'll just bring up that course content, so that you get a complete idea about, what will be covered. So anyone has any questions? Okay, let me, I think I'm not sharing my screen. Okay. So the course content is this is how it is, the course content, where I'm going to discuss about Informatica cloud overview, and we'll discuss about cloud object synchronization process, data replication archiving, and we'll discuss about cloud architecture, cloud secure agent, and Informatica cloud architecture. I mean, this is at a high level, and we'll discuss about creating connections. We'll discuss about data synchronization and qualifying and transforming source data. We'll discuss about data filters, advanced source options, and field lookups, and we'll discuss about data replication. And we have schedules, like schedules with monitoring, automating, and monitoring tasks, which includes schedules and scheduling repeat frequency options. You have a lot of things here, task flows. And cloud designer is again, this is important for us to work on different transformations, like mapping validation. You create a simple mapping using a source, filter, and multiple targets, joiner, expression, lookup. We'll discuss about all this. Mapping task and mapping parameters, advanced task options, data masking, administration. I'm going to cover about all this. Yeah, someone was asking about administration, so we'll cover this. And linear task flow, mass ingestion task, hierarchical connectivity. Yeah, I'm going to discuss about REST web services, and a web service transformation, hierarchy parser, builder. So this doesn't include only few transformations, but I just put it at a high level here. Whatever transformations that we get as part of your free trial account, we'll cover that in this course duration. So that's the entire thing. Anyone has any questions on this?
After the data integration completed, you are going to start with the application integration, or only it ends over there?
Application integration is totally a different batch altogether, because we don't want to mix up that. I mean, with the cloud data integration, we want to do it separately. So we'll do that separately, because this free trial account is only for cloud data integration. It doesn't include app integration. If you look at this, the services, we don't see the application integration here. If you click on show all services, right, everything else is disabled. It's only for the cloud data integration, the free trial account.
So you will cover that part also, right? Later on.
Later on as a different batch, different batch,
Okay.
we'll cover that.
Okay.
Yeah, because see, everyone may not be interested in application integration, because they need to understand a different. I mean, like it doesn't look to be a mandatory thing, for someone from a data integration background need to learn application integration, because it's equally, like, it depends on the need. If they want to do it, if they want to enroll, they can do that. So that's how we divided that. Cloud data integration and cloud app integration. Okay. So
hello, Siva. If you are covering, suppose you are covering the router transformation like that, so you can cover the complex tasks we perform using the router transformation, or just simple concept and doing the simple mapping like that.
I mean, see, complex tasks in the sense, see, it depends on a use case, right? I mean, this is a training environment, right? We speak more on the functionality. How does it work? If you are from a power center background, right, you would understand it more easier. For example, if I just configure, a router transformation as part of this, I'll just select router. I'll just tell about, how does a router works, and what are the different things that we are supposed to take into consideration when you're using a router transformation. That's it. I mean, that's how it is. You just drag and drop your router here, and how does router work with different groups, and how do you map it to different targets. I mean, we won't get that time to explain on a complex scenario, because we'll be working on the test data. We'll be working on sample sources. I have sources with flat files. I have sources with CSV files, and I also have a connectivity to my database with different, tables, which are not so huge in size, but good enough for training. Actually, you got it? Good enough for training. So we will be covering that topics.
Srikanth here. Other than this database and the flat file, right? What are the sources you're going to cover as part of this cloud side? Like connecting to AWS or Amazon Redshift or any other
No,
thing?
not actually. We won't be working on AWS and Redshift, because that's going to delay the entire. I mean, that's one thing we can do it, but again, I need to have an AWS account for it, and I can work with the organizer to check if that is possible. We can work on one specific use case, but not extensively, right? I mean, we can actually work on, like, predominantly I'll be working on files and databases here, and Salesforce for a couple of tasks, so that you would understand the entire data integration. How does it work? And I was talking about data synchronization. This is how it would benefit you, and you have different options where you have an insert, upsert, or update or delete options can be performed as part of data synchronization, which is coming from Informatica Cloud. And similarly, we have a data replication. I'm just giving it a high level understanding about how does a data replication would work. This is where you want to replicate your data. It's an easy way where you want to create a replica of a table or multiple tables coming from a schema connecting to a database. You can create a replication task. We don't need to take help from a DBA to create table structure. It gets created it's a wizard, it's a 5-step wizard which comes, and we can create a replication task. And access levels, I've told you, right? Explain you that in detail. How does it work in access levels?
And sorry to interrupt you, Shiva. And one more thing, like, are you going to cover like how we can use the parameters inside mapping, as well as SC type 1 and type 2, how we can create?
Yeah, I'll explain you about parameters and mappings. Similarly, SCD type 1, type 2, type 3, we have few templates within the cloud. I was talking about templates here. So for example, if I click on new, right, and new and task, right, you get different templates within the cloud, and we'll cover this templates. But again, explaining on a real-time scenario, depending if the time permits, definitely we'll discuss this SCD type 2. Because if I just click on create SCD type 2, this is going to create a template to me, like entire template. And I choose a runtime environment, and if you click on next, right, and this is going to ask me about sources and targets and what exactly I want to do it. I can actually do that way, and I can even directly create a template as well. For example, mappings. If I click on mappings here, that's a task. I was talking about a task. Similarly, in a mapping, we create SCD dimension type 2, and you get a complete mapping here, right? This is similar to what you might have seen in Power Center, right? And so you get the entire template here. All you have to do is you need to change your source connection. So you need to import your sources and targets.
Shiva, like other than wizard, right? You're going to explain how it is going to be, like it is differ to the Informatica Power Center, right? The creation.
Yeah,
like
yeah. We'll definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely have the comparisons between Power Center and cloud, because I would definitely expect, some of you coming from Power Center background, you would always compare with the Power Center, and you would come up with the questions. You would come up with the questions asking, what's the difference between Power Center and cloud, right? So definitely, I'll explain that concepts.
Siva, one final question from my end. With the power, see, when Informatica moved to the cloud, I heard like a few of the transformation, the functionality we missed in this one. So I'm really not sure, because I did not go into that deeper. But update strategies, behaves different, and we need to do some work around here. Is that true, or any other, can you tell me what are the transformations we are missing here when compared to Power Center and the cloud?
Yeah, that's correct. One thing I can definitely think about at the moment is update strategy transformation, which is configured at a target level. The transformation doesn't exist in cloud, and a similar way, what you see in the mapping, in the target, it is configured, with the update operations. When you click on the target, and you choose a connection here, and you have a target type. Since I do not have a connection, I cannot show that. But you get different operations that you can select in the cloud with the update strategy transformation. So we'll discuss, I'll let you know what transformations we may be missing, but this is a free trial account. Please remember that this is a free trial account, and we may have a limited set of transformations, but I guess most of the transformations are covered here. If you look at source, target, aggregator, data masking, expression, filter, hierarchy builder, and parser, these are important transformations in cloud. We also have a Java, joiner, maplet, normalizer, rank, sequence. So we got maximum, we got almost like every transformation is part of this release, because they keep working on these upgrades, they keep adding the features, Informatica. So I don't see maybe a few transformations may be missing, but update strategy is what I've noticed for sure.
Is the XML
yeah,
XML sources?
Yeah,
Are you going
XMLs
to
are also
give a demo
supported.
on
XMLs are supported. I mean, XML. You're talking about Power Center XML as a task that is supposed to be imported in cloud, or what is it?
No, directly using the XML source in cloud AACS.
Okay.
So how we
Directly
are
using
using
what?
flat file? So in same manner, so can we use the XMLs?
Yeah, we can even you mean to say XML as a source, right?
Yes, I mean XML
file.
sources, parser, and then XML generator.
Okay. XML parser, XML generator. Okay. You're asking about a specific transformation, or?
Yes. I mean we have so in cloud we do have that capability, and then are you going to give the demo on that as well?
XML parser and I mean XML generator. I think I'll discuss about XML files. We'll cover the XML files, but I don't think XML parser and XML generator, because we have hierarchy parser and hierarchy builder transformations in cloud. Those would cover converting the XML format into a relational data. I think that would take care. Those two transformations would take care of that when we discuss that.
Okay. At the same time, we need to generate the files to the XML as a XML file. So for that, do you have the transformation?
To generate as an XML file, yeah, we have hierarchy builder. We can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess that's about it. So that brings end to the demo, and looking forward for you. I mean, looking forward for all of you to join the classes from tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, Shiva, can you please share the contents what you're going to cover?
Yeah, sure. I'll share the content to the organizer, and they'll reach out to you.
But we did not receive. Can you please suggest the same?
Sure. I'll send the content. I'll send the content right now, and they'll be sharing it to you.
Shiva, Sagar here.
Yeah.
What will be the timings from tomorrow?
Tomorrow the timings would be planning to take the sessions from 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 a.m.
Okay. Tomorrow onwards it will be?
Yeah, correct.
6 to 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
6 to 7 should be, I mean, I hope that works for everyone. So we'll plan it for 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 a.m. Depending on, the entire batch availability. Please check with the organizer, because I want to make sure, everyone joins at the time, because I cannot take two separate batches, so I want to take one batch.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. So thank you all for joining, and looking forward for you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.